Greetings, comrades, and welcome to the Rad Gaming Podcast. I'm Pescador, and in this episode of the podcast, I talk to Max. Max and I go over things like The Witcher and how he doesn't like it, which blows my mind, some of the Steam Awards for 2019, a tweet that got everyone fired up about World War III, a new study that talks about laundering money in video games, and some big companies try to make some moves in the gaming world.
Support for the Rad Gaming Podcast comes from Manscaped, who is the best in the men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your sensitive areas. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not barbarians. We gotta make sure that we are well-groomed, and that is precisely why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary skin-safe technology so that trimmers won't nick and snag your sensitive areas. Manscaping accidents are finally a thing of the past. Guys, don't use the same trimmer you use on your face as you do in your nether region. That's just nasty. Manscaped also offers other items such as anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer. Guys, you already put deodorant in your armpits. Why are you not putting deodorant on other parts of your body that do smell as well? Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code BIGHEADS at manscaped.com. Guys, you always have to use the right tools for the job. Your sensitive areas will thank you. I promise you that. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com with the code BIGHEADS. That is BIGHEADS. Also, the Rad Gaming Podcast is sponsored by Cento Fiore. Cento Fiore is the lifestyle, is the fashion brand, and they have a ton of comfortable clothing. I just purchased myself some sandals from Cento Fiore, and they are extremely comfortable. You need to pick yourself up a pair of them. If you don't have them already, they are amazing. I wear them everywhere. That is CENTO-FIORI.com. Also, the Rad Gaming Podcast is part of Big Heads Media. With that said, on to the podcast.
Welcome to the Rad Gaming Podcast. This is your host, Pescador, and I am Max.
I'm digging the deep voice.
Is that better? I don't know. It just kind of came to me.
Is that because you watched The Witcher? Or is that why?
Dude, I couldn't get into it, man.
You couldn't get into The Witcher?
I was telling you earlier, dude, I couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was. Like, it starts really cool. I like the computer animation isn't bad at all.
No.
Henry Cavill, I really like him, but I just couldn't. I watched it for about 15 minutes. I was like, okay, I'm not getting into this, so I turned it off. The next day, I put it on and watched the entire hour. First one, I was just like, nah.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I love. Did you like Game of Thrones?
Mm-hmm.
You did, and you didn't like The Witcher.
I don't know what it was, man. It was just
I honestly think that, like, if you like Game of Thrones, you'll like The Witcher, but I guess I'm not right about that because you don't like it.
It wasn't, I don't know. It just didn't,
I loved
maybe
it.
Maybe I'll rewatch it again.
Because you didn't play the game either, though.
I didn't play the Witcher game, no.
But even if you don't play the Witcher game, from like one of my friends didn't play the Witcher game at all, I played the Witcher game and I liked it because they kind of recreated the game world and they really brought that to light in the series. But
is it a hack and slash?
Yeah. It's like an RPG. It is hack and slash for the most part, but I mean, you have to use moves, and you see him use some of his moves in the series, which is
I did like that. I did like the fact that we're in a world of creatures and monsters and sorcery, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe you have to get. I don't know. You said you saw the first episode. Maybe you have to get further into it, but I really liked it. Like from the very beginning. So Netflix is getting this dark side to them, and I really like it. Mm-hmm. Like they're like The Witcher. I would think that it was going to be some kind of like PG kind of show, but man, was I wrong. As soon as I started watching it, people's heads were getting lopped off, arrows being shot into people's skull. Like I'm really shocked. Like the one scene, The Witcher takes on like six, 7 people and just like cuts them all down, and I mean like body parts are flying off, legs are going like across
when they were doing
screen.
they were doing that. They had that big battle, and that dude standing there in the middle of all the people, and the dude hits him with that arrow from like really far away, and that chick like she's just on her knees crying. I was like, oh man, that's really dark.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
That's a little dark.
The part when that guy was yelling at his like friend or something to help him out or something, and then that dude just gets his head lopped off, and then his body just crumples to the ground. Like, oh man. This is not going to be your like traditional PG game video.
It still just wasn't. Series. I don't know. It didn't catch on as much. I think maybe it's because I'm watching another show right now. Maybe that could be what it is.
What other show are you watching?
I'm watching You. Have you seen the show?
No, I've heard about it. I heard people say that it's really good though.
Everyone's talking about it. The series came out, and I watched a little bit of the second season because I was told that the way that the story moves on, like you can watch the second season without really watching the first one, but about in the second episode, I realized like, oh, that's not the case. So I am rewatching all of season 1. So I'm actually on the line. I just finished it.
But you, I know that you watched The Mandalorian.
I did watch The Mandalorian.
And
Mandalorian is awesome. I love how they keep the Star Wars cinematics. Like they just kept that same Star Wars feel.
Yeah,
so that was pretty cool.
I really like the fact that I remember in the couple podcasts ago, I was talking about how I disliked the Mandalorian, the character in general, just because he wasn't badass. Like he kind of just like was saved by pure luck.
Yeah.
But now, like as the series progressed, and it's like it's the finale of this season. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone. But man, he's a badass.
He's a badass, man. Yeah, you get to really start seeing him do like cool moves and cool things that the training that you hear them talking about giving the Mandalorian, like, and all the stuff that they do for them, you finally get to start seeing it on the back end now. Like we're actually seeing it, and yeah, you're right. It's not just luck saving his tail every single.
It is his armor though, so. There's one part, and I'm not really ruining it for anyone. I know that there's an android, there's a battle droid. I don't know what it's technically called. And then he's wearing his armor, which deflects bullets for the most part. Obviously, there's some soft spots in his armor, so he can get shot. But like everybody else is out in the open, just like shooting and moving and stuff, and he's just standing there, just shooting people and getting hit by bullets. He doesn't care.
Doesn't care. Another really, one of the funniest things that Disney has done with Star Wars is when those two stormtroopers are sitting on their speeder bikes.
Yeah, they're talking like, what is that thing?
Yeah, and they pull the guns out and they try to shoot a can or a rock?
Yeah, they couldn't hit it.
Can't hit it for anything. Oh, dude,
that was a really great scene.
That was another really
didn't see that
dark.
One.
No,
he broke his arm.
He like grabs him, breaks his arm, and then he like slams him against that speeder bike, and then he takes the speeder bike and takes it.
And he just like,
I was like, what? I was like, all right, Disney, I see you. I see you getting a little dark with it, Disney.
I'm excited to see Disney's dark side.
I know, right? No pun intended, dark side?
Yeah, I did. No pun intended. I actually didn't even think about it until you said it. So, but I know that recently there was the Steam Awards for 2019 Steam Awards. So, actually, Game of the Year went to Sekiro.
Sekiro. Oh, Sekiro, please.
Yeah. Sekiro, what is it? Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Have you ever played it? It's a hack and slash, kind of hack and slash.
I have not.
It's very Dark Souls-like. It's a very tough game to play from what I understand. I've never played it, and everyone suggests that I should play it. I just haven't got around to it, but I want to play it.
But it's, I guess, Game of the Year now, so they'll start coming out with Game of the Year editions. It'll probably drop down to $20.
Sometime, but I mean, it's still like, I think it's still like $49.99 or something crazy, but it's a good game from what I understand.
Beat Saber, man.
Beat Saber won VR Game of the Year.
Dude.
Do you agree with it or disagree?
Oh, 110% agree.
You still playing that game?
Yeah, I still play Beat Saber every once in a while, but I hadn't played it I hadn't played it in a while. And so I jumped on it 2 nights ago, actually, and they have this new thing called 90 degrees mode. So you're facing the camera here, and as you're chopping the blocks, I guess they were blocks. As you're chopping the blocks, you're like moving. So like you might be over here doing it.
So does the blocks kind of rotate so you know to rotate?
They come from this direction, and there's a little header up here, and that header will move over spots. So you just kind of follow that header. Wherever that header goes, that's where you're facing.
Oh, okay.
And then the blocks are coming at you like this. And it's awesome. It's awesome. So they only have 24 songs out of all the songs they have on there right now in that actual mode. So it's like brand new. They just came out with it.
That's really cool. Is it actually really fun?
Dude, I love Beat Saber.
So like even that game mode is really fun? Is what I'm saying? Okay.
And really challenging. So
I can imagine because like I I have only played once, and that's when you came over and let me play it for a little bit, and I was really getting into it, and I can only imagine adding another element because I'm still not there yet, obviously. So, but no, there was I did see one. It was called My Friend Pedro. They won most innovative gameplay.
I hadn't seen anything about that.
So My Friend Pedro is this really ridiculous game. It's a shooter game. You can kind of slow down time and like. They put you in these really awesome situations. You can just like jump in like kind of like the Matrix style.
Game? Is it the phone game?
No. I mean, it's on Steam, so it's a PC game. But man, it was so much fun, and it was really weird. The concept of if I remember, it's been a while since I played My Friend Pedro, but it was like a banana that was like talking to you the entire time. I'm not going to ruin the thing, but like, so it was. I think it was really cheap game. It was like $30 or under. I can't remember how much it was. But I think maybe 15 or something weird, maybe 20. I can't remember. But it was actually worth it because I blew through it in about like 4 or 5 hours and I beat the entire game.
Okay.
It's not like huge in gameplay, but like you can go back and play it at higher difficulties and it's still really fun. So like I would really recommend it if you've never played it before. I should show it to you. I have it downstairs, but it's really fun. It's just really weird because like you pick up different guns and... It's kind of fun.
What did it win? Most
innovative gameplay, yeah.
That's cool.
Mortal Kombat, man.
The best game you suck at.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a thing that you can win, but
they won it.
I do suck at Mortal Kombat. I
haven't played 11.
I haven't played a lot of them, man. Like it. So let me be honest. That kind of arcade fighter kind of game. Kind of. I used to play Street Fighter back in the day with NES. And I used to play the heck out of that game. So Street Fighter, I was all about it. I played it so much that I just could not play other ones as time went on because I was so like, I guess I was so fed up with like the Street Fighter style because I played all the Street Fighters. I loved them. Then I went to Mortal Kombat and I really liked them when they changed it up and put like different like arcade modes and stuff like that into it, and like some weird game modes and things like that. It was really cool. But then again, it's just like every single thing. It's like Call of Duty to me now. It's like constantly coming out. They are changing the fatalities up a little bit.
Different fatalities, different characters, but same
and like
stuff, yeah.
And okay, the like it used to be the actual like level that you played on wasn't really interactive. You can't really break through things, and they added more interactive items that you can break through and stuff. But like it didn't do really anything for me.
Yeah,
I mean, I enjoy playing it with other friends like a little bit, but I haven't. It's not something I pick up regularly.
I actually really like the 2D scrollers. I also played. I fancied myself some Street Fighter, Dead or Alive.
Yeah,
dude, I got really good at Dead or Alive. I got stupid.
I was so good at Tekken, like Tekken 5, things like that.
I got really good at Tekken too.
Yeah, that's why. And then the Dragon Ball Z, those fighter games.
I didn't get as good at those.
Dragon Ball Z shirt.
I need to start wearing my game shirts, man. I have a Rick and Morty shirt I could have wore.
Yeah.
I have Zelda shirts. I actually need to start wearing them. Usually I got a Superman shirt on. That's my thing. Yeah. Today I'm representing the USO. They do a lot of good things, especially with the war about to happen.
Oh man, don't even get me started about it.
Don't even get them started about it.
Anywho, but no.
What else won?
Oh, DayZ was better with friends. They won better with friends, which I don't know if you've ever played DayZ. It is a lot better with friends because it's very tough to make friends on that game. The people shoot first and then ask questions later, kind of thing. And if you die, it's like permadeath. So then you start a new character over. Technically, not a new character, but I mean it is a new character actually.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and it's a great game. So if you've never played it, I'd really recommend playing it. But Labor of Love goes to Grand Theft Auto 5, which I thought was very fitting. I love Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'm excited to see
I've actually been playing it again.
Yeah, I know. I picked it back up.
I picked back up.
I'll tell you what. I understand that they've done it so well. Rockstar has come out with so many games of Grand Theft Auto, but it's so different every single time, and they find a way to draw me back in. Like, they do a great job with their content. Even with Red Dead, I picked it back up recently and started playing it. So,
really?
Yeah, I can't stop.
Stop. Red Dead's cool. I mean, it's not my favorite cup of tea. Like we talked about that, but it's not a bad game. I realized that I still have it. Do you have a copy of it? Do you have an actual physical disc?
Yeah, I do. I do carry physical discs just because sometimes the way my house is set up, for some odd reason, I lose internet connectivity. And sometimes when I want to play a single-player game, it's better to have the physical disc, so I don't have to worry about that.
I hear that. That's smart. That's smart of you.
I mean, and it's cheaper most of the time. Usually the physical copies are cheaper on Amazon, at least. That's the way I roll.
I feel you. Roll that way, baby.
Dude, but I know you're talking about the conflict that's going on with us, the United States and Iran.
Iran, yeah.
So I did see that there was a tweet that went out from the Conflict of Nations. Like it was a World War III like tweet that basically it talked about, and what they were saying is they're basically facing backlash for what they tweeted out, which says Iran starting World War III, simulate the World War III scenario. You can simulate any World War III scenario you can think of in conflicts of nations right now.
Yeah, so they want people to go in there and say, we think this will happen, and this will happen, and this will happen.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't think that there's really much to be upset about. You're using what's going on. Just like if you look at TikTok, every single video on TikTok right now is about World War III. They claim to, all my buddies and I will do this during World War III, or like they always mimic. They show people from like there's a Fortnite player in World War III, Rainbow Six player, and you know what I mean. Like they try their hardest to use relevant content. Yeah. And they try to work that in. And I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest. It's my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's their company. They're able to let them do whatever they want. If you don't want to make a scenario of what you think will happen during World War III, then don't
play. Yeah. No, but I read some of the comments, and some of them were vicious. Like, some people were like, I can't believe you were to exploit, like, this happening in the world for you to, say this kind of stuff on. But in all honesty, it's a great marketing technique. I mean, before this, I had no idea that they even existed. Conflict of Nations? No idea. I'm gonna be honest. I never would pick up that game. But now that I've they're like, I'm not gonna apologize basically for saying that. I kind of want to pick it up just because they said that.
Pay it, buy it, and not even play it. Just support them.
Yeah, no, I kind of do now. I kind of want to check it out, and now that it's in the light, I want to check it out. But I know that you saw that PS5 came out with their new logo, and they came out with their dev kit, which showed the controller.
Mm-hmm. So this guy apparently was cleaning the office. Did you see that? And that's how it leaked.
Yeah.
It looks like it leaked too, based on the way that the picture looks. It looks like exactly what we thought it was going to look like based on the concept art. Yep. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm more excited about the features of the controller itself. Just we were talking about like the different like vibrations and sensitivity that it's going to have, and the better connectivity, and so that's what I don't really give a damn what it looks like until I can actually hold it. Yeah. I mean, I like the PS4 controller.
I see. Like I said, we had this we did. We did a couple podcasts. I
like the PS4 controller, so if the PS5 controller rivals that, or is right there at that, I'm good.
But they're making it clunkier. This is just speculation. It's not for sure this is going to happen, but that's what they leaked, and it looks like a big chunkier version of the PS4 controller.
Man, that could be good for me, man. Look at this. Look at this.
True banana fingers. Yes.
Thank you.
No, but what I'm saying is
sweet pet name.
I know, right? How's it going, banana fingers? No. I like I said, I know we talked about how I actually really like the not the PlayStation. The Xbox controller compared to the PlayStation because it fits well in my hand. I'm interested to see the new, like, chunkier version of the PS5 controller. Like, I think if that's the case and it ends up being that way for when they launch the system, the console, I think I might like it because I did feel like it was the controller.
Make the jump over?
I might, because I felt like the controller back at the PS4 controller was a little too skinny for me, and I understand that it stayed consistent with all the other,
skinny. I mean, the PS3 controller was garbage.
It was pretty thin, to be honest, in my opinion, and I felt like everything was super close.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about this, but I did see something really interesting. I know earlier we were talking about Steam, and we're kind of all over the place, but have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
You know how like he laundered money through, what was it, the car wash?
Mm-hmm.
So just think Breaking Bad, but video games. And the reason
laundering video games through a car wash?
Almost. Kind of the same concept. So right now, the way that the video game world is set up, there's a lot of things that are unregulated by the government. So when it comes to do with money, and they just had a study finding that a lot of the money that's going through places like Steam, and some of the transactional ones you can do. They have like their own online market. They're actually drug dealers are actually laundering money through that.
Nice.
So what they do is they basically put a weapon on sale. Say like I know that just recently CS:GO, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they shut down their market system for the most part. But what could have happened or what did happen in the past, and they found this out, they would put a weapon or a knife that was really rare on their marketplace, and then put it for extremely high price, and no one would technically pay. Like you wouldn't pay a couple $1,000s for this in your right mind. So basically, they do the transaction, they drop off whatever it was, and in order for them to exchange the money, they would do it via on a video game marketplace. So they'd pay for that weapon, paying the dealer their share of the money, which is mind blowing to me. I didn't even think that was possible. So that makes me question, like, is the government going to step in video games now? Or are they going to have a heavier hand in it? Because this study just came out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna. Like, how do you regulate that? Because in order to say you can't, unless they put like a limit on how much you can spend.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
Unless they say, hey, you can put a gun up for sale for someone to buy, but you can only make it $500. So these people that are laundering thousands of dollars through this,
maybe they put up 6 guns.
Yeah, so they just put up 6 guns,
and then covers the cost.
So I don't see how they would be able to do anything about this without being able to say specifically, like, we were there whenever you handed off the drugs, and we saw you pay for this gun online because of the drugs. Like,
I don't know. But that's the thing. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to be they're going to start monitoring accounts that do heavy amounts of selling things and buying or purchasing items on this market, because I mean that would kind of be suspicious in my book if you buy like $500 worth of good, like a couple of $500 or $1,000 or a couple $1,000 worth of stuff on the market. I don't know.
That's crazy.
It blows my mind. I can't believe it, man. Like that's it's insanity.
Dude, people find ways to.
It's true.
I mean, they're always going to find ways to do that. That's cool, man. Do you know who did the study? Did you look it up?
I didn't see who. I mean, I read this article over my lunch break, so I didn't really see whose study it was. It could be something I could have to look into it. Maybe I'll talk about it. I'll have to write that down.
I want to look into it. I want to see why they started looking into it and where. Like, was there one big case about it? Like, we'll have to look into that.
I don't know. I don't know if they got it. Like, they capture someone and say like this is how they handled the money or something like that. I wonder if someone snitched about it or something. I don't know.
We got to find out. We'll leave that on there for the next podcast. We'll talk about it.
It's good.
Yo, man. So Dell's Concept, dude. This Concept UFO, man. The Switch for PC gaming.
Yeah.
And so cool, awesome, got it. It's gonna have a lot of the same functionality. Like we'll have the ability to take the Joy-Cons off, but it'll have the handles like the Joy-Cons. Looks very similar to the Switch. Mm-hmm. Ability to dock and run through an HDMI like this Switch.
Yep.
I want to know the specs.
So do I. Yeah. But this is concept. So for right now, there really isn't much. Someone got to actually play it. They said they weren't thrilled with the graphics that they were playing on because they were demoing it when they had it in the mobile form. So with the little 8-inch screen, because it comes with an 8-inch screen, and it does run Windows 10, which is really cool.
Yeah, but it's like a little tablet with controllers.
Yeah, it looks just like the Switch.
And I'm sure it's gonna have a touchscreen like this. Yeah, it looks just like the Switch. So without the specs being without the specs being super high, it's not worth it. That's what
you don't think so? You rather get the Switch?
Go buy a tablet and a Bluetooth controller.
You rather do that than get the Switch, or would you get the Switch over this?
No, so if you wanted the functionality of like Windows 10 or some kind of operating system like that, it would be smarter just to get like a really nice iPad. I'll
be honest though, like I don't want to game through a tablet though. So I mean, the Switch would be probably my bad.
This is why this Google Stadia wasn't. I didn't care for it. Like I don't want to game through my phone. I want to game on my TV.
I mean, you can game in your TV.
I mean, I know you technically can, but it's a whole. That whole thing was marketed and geared towards on-the-go play.
Yes, so absolutely. And with that said, I mean, I would try to get into the mindset of wanting to game on the go, but I still can't get behind it.
Yeah.
But even then, like with this whole new setup with the Windows 10 and all these games that you can play, and it's not technically, you don't play Nintendo games, you can actually play normal games you would play on a PC, which is awesome. I still don't want to play them on the go.
Yeah, no, I want to be sitting at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting on my couch.
In
Like,
my
I don't know.
PJs.
Maybe I'm just old school. Maybe I'm not in the mindset of the younger generation.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a big part of it as well. Have you noticed how many people are watching like Minecraft videos of people playing Minecraft without actually playing Minecraft?
I'm sure it's like one of the top video or
It's
top
insane.
watched things.
My daughter loves it. My daughter is always wanting to watch people play Minecraft instead of just playing it herself.
Really? I mean, like, what are you talking about, on Twitch or on YouTube?
On YouTube, both.
Yeah, and that's the beauty
weird.
of our
it's weird like,
generation.
Yeah, like our generation played the games and stuff like that. We want to be sitting at home playing like and then popping that.
The card blowing in the cartridge. I didn't know what that blowing noise was. I was really confused. I thought you were yawning again.
In the cartridge, and you put the thing in the, but these kids are all about clicking on a button and watching other people play games.
Hey man, and that's fine with me.
Own, right?
Yeah, I mean, when we were kids, I used to go in the backyard and build myself a fort. I don't see kids anymore doing that.
Yeah, no, we used to do a lot of bad things as kids.
Yeah, I mean, I used to hit like my friends with giant like stick like I found outside.
That's
like,
really funny you said that. I was actually going to say we had this random patch of bamboo behind my house. I'm in Oklahoma.
Dude, that hurts.
In Oklahoma, there was this random patch of bamboo.
Was it invasive bamboo? Because
you just go over there and we'd find a good one, we'd break it off, and then we'd just go fight each other.
Did you have like lightsaber battles with bamboo sticks?
All the time.
Oh man, that sounds painful.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And then you still did it. It's fine.
Yeah. That's what you do as kids. But yeah, just different generations. So I'm not worried about gaming on the go. Like you said, if I was going to play computer games,
yeah,
I just don't want to play it on the go.
No, but it's really crazy. And I know you talked about your daughter watching Minecraft, or people playing Minecraft, or people playing something. Mm-hmm. And it's insane to think that someone can make as much money or even more than football players. Blows my mind, because the way I look at it is they're not gonna get hurt technically. I mean, people will argue with me, they can get arthritis in their hands, but what I'm saying is they're not gonna get concussion. They're not gonna have any like medical bills, extreme medical bills. They're sitting in front of the computer making tons of money. So I'm saying Ninja makes millions and millions of dollars, even from him switching over from Twitch to Mixer. He had to make millions of dollars with that deal. And then he gets endorsements from other brands and things that he represents for his tweets and even on live stream. And even recently, Shroud came out and said he was staying on Twitch, which I'm sure Twitch had to pay him money to be like, hey guys, guess what? I'm staying on Twitch because I love Twitch. So to make millions of dollars just by playing video games, like, to be honest, I think that doctors should be making millions of dollars because they save people's lives. Mm-hmm. But I understand we are a generation of consumption. Like, we love content. We consume a ton of content. And watching football, I understand why people buy jerseys, people buy anything that involves with something that, it's a kind of competitive nature. So I guess video games are the next thing. And it's awesome because we can just start streaming on Twitch. But
we're about to be millionaires, man. We're already doing it.
Yeah, too bad I'm not on the same level as Shroud or Twitch or Ninja, but
yeah.
But regardless, man, it's a possibility.
Hey, we're the announcers, though, man. We're the sports announcers. We just gotta.
I needed that deep, dark voice you started the podcast off with. I just I don't know what I would announce for, though.
Oh no, what's the Overwatch? Overwatch seems to be pretty crazy. Rocket League would be fun to announce.
Oh man, I saw one of the most insane endings to a Rocket League thing, and I don't know if it was old or new, but I loved TikTok quite a bit. And it was like they're about like, I think it was like 10 seconds away from going to overtime. The other team was winning 3-2, and they ended up keeping the ball up long enough to score a goal and put them in the overtime, and then they ended up winning in overtime, which blew my mind.
Nice.
That's awesome. And the announcers were going nuts.
Yeah.
Like, just straight insane. They're like, yeah, exactly. Goal! Like, they were going, like, you would hear an actual soccer, or if you're from somewhere else, a football announcer would during a live game. And it's awesome to hear that kind of excitement.
Yeah. But I'm all about it, man. Video games are definitely the future. And we're right there at it, man.
Yeah.
We got this.
Talking about the future, man.
Bali, dude. So at CES, the Consumers Electronics big convention that they do, Samsung announced this ball that has artificial intelligence, right? And
Which is horrifying.
what this ball is going to do, yeah, you were saying that earlier, you're not big into the...
Creeps me out. AI creeps me out.
It's
Good.
warning, right? But it will follow you around your house, has a camera, will learn your voice, will learn your face. You can tell it to take pictures of you. It's essentially essentially a mobile voice assistant like an Alexa or Amazon, like the Google.
So like you yell it to like keep notes. It's like your personal assistant. So you can just be like, hey, remind me in like 20 minutes to get something.
Exactly.
That's so creepy.
Exactly.
You know how dirty that ball would get though if you like just get that like even the streets
rolling
of New
around,
York.
Yeah, it's rolling around. Oh, I don't. It's for the home. It's helped to.
Oh, it's not so okay.
This thing doesn't follow you right outside the house.
I don't know. So it doesn't follow you outside the house.
It won't follow you outside the house. This is for part of the integration of smart home technology, right?
So what's the purpose? I mean, I can literally just yell out, "Hey Alexa, do this." Hey,
yeah, but now instead of yelling it out, you can just turn around and be like, "Bally, take a picture of me."
It's the same concept, but I have a dot.
Concept,
so I'm saying like I have a dot everywhere in my house, basically, except for in here, because
Yeah.
I don't want to say Alexa's name and then her hear me. But what I'm saying is like I have so much smart objects or devices integrated in my house already. Like having a ball follow me around in the house, like just, what's the point? I'm assuming you're going to pay a lot of money to get this ball to follow you around in the house, which I'm not going to lie, I don't want it. I just rather have just something
what
on
you
the
have
side.
already. Well, maybe it won't take off, man. I mean, that's a very good point. I feel like it would be annoying as well, but it showed the guy, he had it on the ground and he walked backwards from it and it followed him about 4 feet from him, and then he stopped and he walked towards it kind of quickly, and it moved away from him. Like
So it understands distance too?
Yeah, like
that's
he
creepy.
wouldn't be able to like step on it if he was trying to walk over and step on it. It would stay
Blows
away
my
from
mind.
him.
No.
Yeah, pretty. It's, I don't know. I think it's cool, man. Who knows? Maybe it'll take off. Maybe it won't. I can't really see myself wanting one or having one either, unless I lived in like some giant mansion. And in order to say Alexa, I would have to be like, Alexa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be a nice problem to
I think
have?
I'd have. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I'd have a different problem other than a little ball.
I can understand maybe
something.
having it in the office space, but then again, I can have Alexa or Google Home. Or like it's whatever. I'm just saying that like if it was a thing that you could have out and about, I still wouldn't get one, but I can understand that more or a need for that more than having it in the house, only in the house. But
I think like to my job, like what if my job went away because you walk in and there's this little ball there that's like, how may I help you? And you're like, oh, I'm looking for a TV. And they're like, right this way. This TV
I like your
can do-
robotic voice. It's actually really,
Yeah, right?
really good.
All about voices today, man. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so tired. I've been doing voices all day.
No, maybe. But no, I mean, I think that's where it's going to end up. And I just don't know what people can do. That's why I hate AI. It freaks me out, man.
It's not bad.
I'm not saying
I
it's...
just don't think that I don't really think that computers are going to get smart enough to take over the world and be like, humans are killing themselves. Our mission is to protect humans. Let's kill all the humans so to protect them. Like, you know, all this stuff you see in the movies.
I mean, it's something that's... No, I don't think it's going to happen that way. I think that...
Skynet.
No, I think
It's coming
slowly but
online,
surely that they're going to like people are going to be a thing that like we just sit there and we have droids to work for us.
Yeah.
And that's what like I'm saying like
Like
they go
Wall-E.
to work for us and we just
Wall-E.
sit at home and waste away.
Yeah. Wall-E, whenever they go up to the spaceship and the people are just real fat and they're just like rolling around with their little screen right here.
Exactly.
Just eating.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Gross.
that's what we're turning into and that's what's
I will
sad.
never be like that.
Neither will I. We were just having a conversation that we're you know
That is, yeah.
Working
Society
out,
is
so.
definitely heading that way. I mean, we're already the most obese country.
Yeah, it was like 25%. I just saw an article either today or yesterday saying that 25% of children in the United States are obese. At least
believe it.
obese.
Yeah, I believe it.
Wait. No, it was diabetes.
Oh, yeah.
25% of children these days have diabetes.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
I can.
It was like 39 or 40% were obese, but it blows my
Yeah, I mean,
mind.
look at what's marketed towards kids, man.
Yeah.
My daughter came to the house the other day and she had this Warhead spray.
Yeah.
It's just like this liquid, sugary, and you spray it in your mouth and it makes your mouth kind of sour. And like you would just
Dude, I
sit
love
there and
Warheads,
spray the
though.
whole. I mean, that's
I don't blame her for having it.
That's why they have diabetes. It's literally you're literally basically the next step from that is putting a syringe on the end of it and just injecting sugar directly into your bloodstream. Like, gosh, man, spraying sugar in your mouth. That's all it is.
This day and age,
I took that stuff, threw it away. I was like, no.
You threw it away?
Yeah, man.
Good call.
I'm the adult. You're the kid. You can't spray sugar in your mouth. You don't do that. When you're an adult, if you want to spray sugar in your mouth, by all means. But until then, on my watch.
But it's just these things like Bali from Samsung, like they're making our lives so easy to just sit and do nothing all day.
Yeah.
And that's what horrifies me. It's like AI is horrifying in the sense that it actually can learn and progress as almost like a human can. And it creeps me out. Point. I understand that developers have a way to shut it off, like as in they can have a capacity to learn to up to a certain extent and then shut it down. Mm-hmm. But what happens when one day someone thinks, oh yeah, well, I'll tell you that I don't know if I talked to you about this. I'm pretty sure I brought it up in the podcast a long time ago. But what they did was they had, I think it was Facebook that conducted this experiment. They had two computers that didn't know how to speak English or any language technically. And they had put it in a room. Both of them had artificial intelligence. And they started communicating to one another after 10 minutes and developed their own language.
Was it when you're talking about the ball? I want ball. Ball, I want ball. I think we were talking about the same thing. Yeah, that's what
I don't remember what it said, to be honest.
Because it said that they created their own language and that they were talking, talking to each other.
But no one knew what they were saying, though.
Yeah, because what they were saying didn't make any sense. They were saying, like, I want the ball. Ball, I want. But the way that they were breaking down the sentence structure, they were communicating.
But they formed their own language. So the people there panicked and pulled the plug.
Yeah.
But it's insane. That's what I'm afraid of, man.
Dude, let's do it, man.
What?
Let's just do it. Let's just jump right on in. Let computers run everything. One bad lightning storm, man, no one's going to know what to do.
They had this one robot that actually knew, so the whole concept of this one robot is to figure out what it is. Like, with artificial intelligence, it could figure out eventually what it is and the shape of itself. So, what it did was it kept on using its legs to poke things and figure out, it hit here, so this is here. This didn't hit technically until I put it this far, so it's a triangle in the front of my arm. And eventually, by, rolling around and moving its body, it figured out what it looked like and built itself, in its memory.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, that's why I don't like AI. It creeps me out, man.
I'm all about it, man. It's crazy. It's scary, but I just don't. I have a hard time buying into the hype of how Hollywood movies have painted AI, and I think that if we're smart about it and go a smart way about it,
but that's the thing.
It's just all about. It's all about what you. You know what I mean. You can choose to get one of these things and to become lazy and let it do it for you.
Yeah.
Or you can choose to get one of these things, use it to benefit you. You know, make it set an alarm for you to get up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things like that. You know, I don't know. It's all on what
even when that's said, So I don't know if you saw this, but some engineer recreated an actual lightsaber, but it wasn't a thing of energy. It was like a metal rod that conducted enough heat that it melted through things, which is crazy.
I might have seen that. I feel like I did see that.
But it just I'm saying this day and age, things that we thought about in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. We're actually coming out with that technology now.
Legit.
Things that we saw, and even in movies, they came true. Mm-hmm. So it freaks me out knowing that maybe there could be a Terminator. Because why not? I know that the army or the military are experimenting with exoskeletons, but not only that, they're trying to recreate robotic soldiers that actually understand orders and carry out those orders. They're not humanoid-like because, let's be honest, the human structure is terrible. So they make it so it has 4 legs and can do what a human can do, basically open doors and things like that. But they carry out commands, and that's what scares me. Just all these things. What was it? Boston? What was that? Boston Dynamic? I can't remember. Some kind of robotic company in Boston sold this one creepy cheetah thing to the government and
the one that can oh man, I'm falling apart today. The one that can jump, that cheetah thing that can jump up on boxes and
Well, that's one of the ones that they traded to the government. Or
is it the one you would see the videos of where the guy's like trying to pick up a box and he like slaps the box out of his hand? Like,
it's another one, but there was one. The cheetah like can like it's like jogging on all fours really fast, and the guy go over kicks it, and it like self rights itself and just keeps on running. Like it doesn't fall over. Like it kicks it really hard and just like catches itself and keeps on running. And it runs like super fast. I can't remember how many miles per hour it can run, but
faster than me.
Faster than both of us combined, I'm sure. But like it's scary, man. One day. But even with that technology, think about what it can do with gaming.
Think about what it can do with gaming. The greatest gamers ever.
I do want like in what was it, AR?
Yeah, augmented reality.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
I want a lot of games to be in AR. How cool would that be?
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Getting it sucked into the world of Skyrim, and you're actually like, in your room, and all of a sudden, like your room changes into the scenery that you see. I don't know, in Skyrim, and you have a giant sword just appears out of your hand when you go into your,
Wow.
It's awesome. Or even like a lightsaber for like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. How awesome would that be?
It'd be pretty.
I like how we got on this huge tangent of what could be, but whatever.
AI.
It's the podcast.
It's the podcast.
That's how it rolls, man.
Rad Gaming Podcast.
No, but what's sad is, and I want to pull it back into gaming for a moment. I try to look at the games that are coming out this month, and some people are going to be really upset with this, but I'm not really excited about any of the games that are coming out this month. I know that they're coming out with Dragon Ball Z, like Kakarot, and it's like a fighting game as well.
I want an RPG, man. I want a DBZ RPG.
They kind of had that feel a while back.
I remember they had one, a little bit of one, but
I can't remember which one it was. No, but there's not really that many games that I'm excited for this month.
Yeah.
Next, excuse me, now I'm falling apart. The next few months, I'm excited.
What's the next big game you're looking forward to?
The Last of Us,
yeah.
Part 2. And then right after that comes Cyberpunk 2077. For me, at least.
Yep.
And there's other games in between, but like those are the two I'm really excited
for. Yeah, I know Cyberpunk. I just didn't know the next one that was coming out. Yeah. Cool, man. And then what's the last thing we got here?
Oh, Razer with their 5G router.
I didn't look into any of that. 5G as in it's like through your cell phone service, how like you can get 5G on Verizon phones?
From what I understand, yes. I didn't really like the article was very
few places.
Yeah, and it's too if I remember correctly about this article, they designed a router just for gamers that make it consistent and reliable even where your internet is spotty. So what I'm assuming is, I'm like staring off into the distance trying to think about this. I've read so many articles, it's kind of tough to keep up with them, even, but it just, I think Razer's...
A mobile 5G hotspot for gamers?
I think
for your Google Stadia.
Don't quote me on if it's mobile. I honestly don't remember if it's mobile or not, but it said 5G, so I'm assuming it was.
It's gonna. I don't know. I don't see what else.
I don't know. I'll have to look into it more. We'll talk about it in the next episode of the podcast. Yeah, but definitely. No, I'm excited about all these crazy things. Like now, Razer developed. They have a ton of products on the market for gamers. With keyboards and mice and
those are cool too. They're always glowing neat and all sorts of. They are.
I like your expert terminology.
They're glowing neat.
No, I mean, it's gonna be exciting to see what a lot of these now these gaming companies are getting involved in all of these new things, coming out with new. I just think it's too late. I think it's too late. So with Dell coming out with the concept for UFO. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like all of these big name companies are entering the gaming world way too late.
Yeah, that's just a bad idea. They're just copying.
It's just a bad idea.
They're copying the Switch for I don't see. It's just
because they. So I'll defend them on this one. I would assume that the reason why they're taking this approach and not another approach is because they know that Xbox and PlayStation already crushed the market in consoles.
They come up with a better console than theirs. PC gamers have always had the better graphics and the better processing speed and all of that. So build just one supercomputer.
But they have to work really hard. Like if they want to even come close to competing to Microsoft with Xbox or Sony with PlayStation, because they have their foundation has been laid for years. They have exclusive games. They have everything.
Mm-hmm.
They have all the technology. They've tested all their things. Basically. But what I'm saying is, for them to go and say, you know what, we're going to try a portable one is a smart idea, in my opinion, because they're not really. No one's really focusing on that.
Maybe they're just going to take them down one step at a time, and they're taking down the Switch first. So like first we'll come out with our Switch and crush Nintendo, and then we'll come up, and then pretty soon we'll have Dell and
maybe it could be the case, but I think they're trying to find their niche in the gaming community because no one else is doing the portable game system like Nintendo.
Yeah. And
so they're just like a very easy place to kind of slide in and be like, oh, we're competitive. Maybe they'll go to a different thing like a gaming PC since they are Dell and make like a great gaming console too.
Like a PC console. That's weird.
No, PC/console together. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think that's the only approach I can think of.
Personal console. There it is.
Yeah, right there. But even like, it blows my mind. Like Razer starting stuff. Like Nvidia has their own they have their own stuff now. Like, I think like I said, I think it's way too late for them to enter the gaming world. I think the things are already. But then again, look at Epic Games. Like I thought that Steam had the market cornered. But Epic Games came in and said, "Hey, developers will give you more money, and we'll take less of a cut." And they went right in there, man.
Yeah, they got in.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to happen.
See what happens.
Yep.
And thanks for listening to this episode of the Rad Gaming Podcast. Be sure to rate and subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. I release a new episode every Wednesday. And as always, stay rad, comrades.